Welcome to Empty Nesters True Crime Podcast, where we explore chilling mysteries and dark secrets. With their nest now empty, Susan and Nancy have more time to uncover the truth and venture into the unknown. Let's step into the shadows together, shall we?
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Nancy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Did you have a good week?
I have had a good week. It's gone really fast.
Yeah, this is a busy week.
It has been busy. It's been busy. Well, we're not truly an empty nester the month of August.
True.
I have a kid home for the month of August. But it's been great. So
Good.
we're taking her to the beach for the weekend. And then I'll be home 3 days, and then I'm going to New York.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah. New York City's a fun place to visit.
And go to the Garden, the Madison Square Garden.
Ooh, fancy. I told y'all Susan's bougie.
Big Booty Land 25. Gotta go see Two Friends. If you don't follow Two Friends, you need to follow them.
I'll be honest with
best
y'all.
DJs ever.
I don't even know who they are. I know everything with us is Two Friends. I don't know who they are either, but I'm gonna look into them. They sound fun.
They're a lot of fun.
I will.
And
yeah.
as soon as they are close, as soon as they come back to Charlotte,
Somewhere in our area.
somewhere, Raleigh,
I'll go check them out. But I'm gonna look at some of their stuff.
you're going to be kidnapped. You won't have a choice.
Well,
You're going to find out what it means to be on the rail.
okay. So
You're going to know what a mashup is.
no.
2 years ago, I didn't know any of this, but because of my beautiful daughter bullying me to go to a show, now I'm obsessed. So
All right.
it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Yep, we bought shirts. Well, I bought them shirts. I bought both my girls' shirts. It says "Bury Me in Booty Land." Oh my God, I should have bought you one too.
Oh,
I'll get you one. I'm going to get you one at the concert. I'll get you a small.
Oh my
Bury Me in Booty Land. Hey, they may have did that shirt because our true crime podcast, that flag on our drink videos, that's their flag. See, they know.
Oh.
They know we want to be buried in Booty Land.
Well, Susan does. I have to check them out. They sound fun. So let's talk about, well, I don't have the drink yet because today was very busy. I didn't get it ready before I came. But Susan, after this, when we do our video, we are going to be drinking the Pisgah Punch.
Pisgah Punch.
So my story goes in a lot of places.
Oh my God. In our next one, I did a punch. Why do we do this?
I know.
We do this shit all the time.
So we kind of did a little backwards with the drinks. We did Susan's. We have to do some episodes early. And when she was doing, I'm thinking, well, but mine's not going to be made a punch, but we're just calling it a Pisgah Punch because
we have to tape early because I'm going to the Garden to see Two Friends.
But in this story, they go to a lot of places, but that will be one.
All right, I'm excited.
Okay.
Come on, Nancy.
So, Susan, you do a lot of hot, current, and they're fun. This one is not.
She says that, but next week's story is in 1909.
Well, this one's not quite that far back. It's 1997. But it's one of those stories that your head will be like, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's one of those you'll keep thinking about. So I'm going to go through it. And at the end, there's going to be a lot that we're going to try to figure out. And I'd love for you all to listen along and give us your opinion. What the hell happened here? Because to this day, they're not even any closer to figuring it out. So let's dive in and see if we can come up with something together. So I'll see if you've heard of this. This is the bizarre disappearance of Judy Smith. Do we know Judy Smith? Okay.
I don't know Judy Smith. No.
Kind of takes me back to the very first episode I did about, the college student and what happened. But now this is Judy. So
when you tell the story, I might be like, Judy Smith. But Judy Smith just...
Well, it's a common name. But let's talk a little bit about...
Is it really?
Judy Smith. So let's, I always like to give a little background just to kind of envision her, who we're talking about. So Judith, who went by Judy, so Judy Eldridge, she was born on December 15th of 1946 in Hyannis, Massachusetts. She grew up in a working class family. She was known for her kindness and helpful nature. She married right out of high school. She and her husband were, about 18. Unfortunately, that didn't last because her husband fled to Sweden to avoid the Vietnam draft. So her second marriage was to a thoroughbred racetrack worker named Charles Bradford. That resulted in the birth of her son and daughter. But this union also ended shortly. So Judy was left to care for children by herself and was jobless. And at this point, they did have to go on welfare for money and, for care for her children. However, due to her strong work ethic, she decided to work her way through college and become a nurse. I'm sure it was not easy to put yourself through college, especially nursing school, while raising those 2 children. But all this hard work and dedication changed her lifestyle. She was now off of welfare and able to provide for her kids independently and even taking them on some really cool vacations like Europe and Thailand.
Wow.
So she did well for herself. So
Go, Judy.
I know. Hard worker getting herself, off of the system. And so cheers for Judy. So
It's a hand up, not a hand out.
that's right. Hard work and dedication. I'm sure your daughter can tell us nursing school ain't easy.
I could never see her doing that with 2 kids.
Right. Okay. So
That was
now,
a lot for her.
so when she was 40, she worked as an in-home healthcare nurse in Boston, Massachusetts. She was employed as a caregiver for a patient. I think he was recovering from throat surgery. So during this time, she met Jeffrey Smith, who is the patient's son. Jeffrey, or we're just kind of call him Jeff, was quickly impressed by Judy's kindness, compassion, and dedication that she showed to his father while caring for him.
And she's single right now.
She is,
Okay.
after 2 marriages. But Jeff, he's a lawyer, and he's actually also divorced and has a grown child.
Damn, go Judy.
Yeah, now she's with a lawyer. So, they start dating, but both were cautious about the idea of remarrying due to the past failed marriages. They were in no hurry. So they took the relationship slowly. Took 7 years before they decided to move in together. And I think about another 3 before they actually tied the knot in the fall of 1996. So when Judy was about 50, that's when she remarried to Jeff. Their kids are all grown, out of the house at this point. So Susan, at this point, they're empty nesters like you and I. What a perfect time in life to kind of restart. And that's what they did. The couple did seem very happy and enjoyed activities together, including going to the theater and cheering on their favorite baseball team. Jeff Smith served as a legal representative for the Northeast Pharmaceutical Conference, an associate of executives and researchers from New England. In this role, Jeff was invited to attend a conference in Philadelphia, scheduled for April 9th through the 11th. Judy decided to join Jeff on what would be their first trip together. So after the conference, they planned to visit friends in New Jersey, before they returned home to Massachusetts. So they had a whole vacation planned out using the conference that he was going to. So on April 9th, Judy and Jeff arrived at Boston Logan International Airport for their 1:30 flight to Philadelphia. However, Judy realized too late that she'd forgotten her driver's license at home. And due to the new FAA regulations requiring passengers to present ID before boarding, Judy was not permitted to board the plane. So this was in 1997, and it's hard to believe that at one time there was no requirement presented to get on a plane. But this had changed, and
Sorry.
so Judy urged Jeff, go ahead without her, explained she would return home, retrieve her driver's license, take a later flight. She didn't want him to be late or miss his conference, so he agreed, boarded the plane. She hopped on a bus to go back home, hung out for a bit before heading to go back to the Boston airport for the second time that day. Judy eventually took that 7:30 flight to Philadelphia. When she arrived, she took a taxi to the DoubleTree Hotel. This is where the conference is and also the hotel they're staying in. And she brought Jeff flowers as an apology for being late. Jeff, however, was glad she had arrived. He wasn't upset about, her missing that first flight. The couple would order pizza and discuss how Judy wanted to go sightseeing the next day, as this was her first time in Philadelphia.
Is she going sightseeing by herself?
Yes, because he's going to go to the conference and she's going to go sightseeing.
Oh, my God. Do you know how many times I've done that?
Oh, maybe while Matt was doing something, you hopped on some tour buses?
Now, when we did a conference in Philly, we had another teacher's wife that I hung out with that day. But when we went to Boston, I hung out with Ariel. Ariel went with us. But Chicago was totally me. I had the best. I went to a yoga. I said, I'm going to immerse myself in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a yoga class. I took a Segway tour by myself. Not by there was a group of us, but by myself.
Oh, look at you.
I just did Chicago by myself. I had the best time.
I'm thinking,
but I got a feeling what you're going to tell me is going to shiver me timbers, and I'm not going to want to do that anymore. And I do want to do that.
Well, it won't, because we're not sure what happened. That's the whole idea here. But
continue on.
So, she wants to go see the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall. Those are tops of her list.
I did go see the Liberty Bell.
She was going to explore Philadelphia by herself as Jeffrey attended that conference.
But I did have a partner with me. A teacher's wife when I visited.
Well, also, Susan, I'm just going to point out we all have Life 360 now, so we're easy to follow and track. Back in 1997, we did not. So
you want me to add you? I'll add B to your Life 360 when I go off by myself.
Oh, absolutely. Even in New York, I think I need to track it because I don't know.
Well, you show me how to do that when we're done with this.
We'll be each other's Life 360 path.
Be like, where are you at?
Susan's going around circles.
Don't worry about it.
So the following morning, April 10th, Jeffrey enjoyed the hotel breakfast while Judy caught up on some sleep. Jeff went back up to the room before heading to the conference that day, and Judy was now awake. They chatted for a bit. Judy talked how she was going to take the flash bus around. Do you know what that is, Susan? Where it stops every 15 minutes. You can get on it off and see all the sights.
I have seen those.
Mm-hmm.
I've not done one of those.
We did one in New York City, so that's something you might want to look into. You can get on and off at any of their planned stops. So
we might do that.
Yeah, because you don't want to drive around New York City.
Well, I won't have a car.
Oh, you're flying, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not driving in New York.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So she was going to do this, the flash bus, go see all the tours, and then they actually planned to attend the cocktail party together at 6 p.m., so they agreed to meet back at the hotel room about 5:30 p.m.
Oh, my God, if you could see my face. Because these are things that I have done. We meet back because there's a cocktail party at 6. It's like Judy. I have so much in common with Judy, and Judy's about to rock my world.
Yeah.
I will be quiet now. Go ahead.
So then after the cocktail, though, they were going to go meet friends over in Jersey for a late dinner. So again, their whole evening's planned out. Okay.
I'm being quiet over here.
So when Jeffrey arrived at 5:30, he found Judy was not in the hotel room. Shocker. Judy figured that one out. Assuming they miscommunicated when and where they were going to meet, he just thought, okay, I'm going to head down to the party and, maybe see if she's there. He couldn't find her there either. Throughout the night, he repeatedly went back and forth, hotel room, party, hoping he'd run into Judy, but she never showed up. He became extremely worried and asked the hotel if they could call around to local hospitals because now he's, getting nervous that something happened. He feared maybe, again, something happened while she was out sightseeing. He calls their kids to see if they heard from Judy, but they hadn't. Most of Judy's travel belongings were actually still in the hotel room. Missing items were her wallet, a silver wedding band, a diamond engagement ring, and her distinctive red backpack. Apparently, this red backpack is probably what you and I would carry a purse. I mean, she always had it. So that was a very distinctive thing with Judy was her red backpack.
I have a red backpack.
Oh, gosh, Susan, you're freaking me out. Okay. So when, what she carried around. So Jeff believes she had only about $200 on her. So Jeff decides to go out and look for Judy himself. He got a taxi and went around Philadelphia. He went to the spots Judy had talked about wanting to see, but had no luck. As midnight approached with still no sign of Judy, Jeff decided to call the Philadelphia police to report her missing.
Midnight, he's just reporting her missing?
Well, because remember, he went out and tried to hit all the spots. And so, yeah, it was about midnight. So initially dismissive, they told him he needed to wait that 24 hours.
Which you don't.
Right. So desperate, he talked to his colleagues and also to the mayor of Philadelphia, which I'm not sure if he talked to directly or one of the colleagues then contacted the mayor, but because the mayor was also attending that conference and a Pennsylvania House representative was also in the loop here. So
it's all about who, you know.
Yeah. So sympathetic to Jeffrey's situation, they persuaded the police to take immediate action. So now that helps who you know, right, Susan?
I'm telling you.
So when Jeffrey went to the police station the next day on April 11th to report Judy missing, he now realizes with relief that they are helping look for his wife and they're taking the disappearance seriously. And an official investigation into Judy's disappearance began. So eyewitness accounts that emerge in the days following Judy's disappearance, they get really bizarre and they're all over the place, but they're kind of fun to go over. But again, it's just all different. Well, you know how it is. Everybody may or may not have seen the real Judy. So a hotel employee remembered Judy asking him about the flash bus. A bus driver said he remembered picking Judy up at a stop and dropping her back off near their hotel around 3 p.m. Another person remembers seeing her around 3 p.m. near the hotel as well, but reports she was acting disoriented and possibly delusional. Police did investigate the area and found a homeless person who matched Judy's description.
Oh, my God.
The lady was acting as the caller described, so they figured the witness must have, saw this lady, and she was not Judy. But the homeless person looked so much like Judy that even her daughter thought it was. So apparently, it's, if you look up Judy, she's, she looks average. And I mean that in a good way. You know what I mean? So, got that little bob haircut. But yeah, her son also mistook this lady as, when he first saw, like, that did look like his mom. So, but then another person, a homeless person, said he thought Judy slept next to him on a bench that night. But again, maybe it was the other lady. Jeff and his family passed out and mailed out thousands of flyers with her picture while the police are further investigating. Again, lots of sighting information comes in, but it doesn't lead to anything. But when I say Jeff mailed out, we're talking thousands of flyers, which that's important to remember here, but he sent them all over to different places.
Where did he send them to? Like, she disappeared in Philly, so wouldn't you be
I think he went up and down the coast to different towns, cities, but he did that himself. I thought I read like 9,000, but it's a big amount that he did. So he's very concerned, but initially they don't lead to anything. And again, all the first sightings around town, I don't know why I'm talking with my hands, Susan, but nothing comes out of that. Yes, I am Italian. Nothing comes out of those sightings. So Jeff, he hires a private investigator himself, and they find a woman. So now the private investigator does believe this one to be true. It was reported that a lady at the Deptford Mall in New Jersey, so about 22 miles from Philadelphia, she was a cashier, and she recalled the woman, this lady, saying that she was shopping for clothes for her daughter and joked that her daughter rarely liked the clothes she picked. She said the woman had a red backpack, just as Judy had the day she went missing, and mentioned that her husband was at a conference in Philadelphia. And when this lady was about to leave the store, she appeared confused and tried to get a young girl to leave the mall with her, claiming the girl was her daughter. So let me point out that Judy does not have any past mental health issues. The employee and another customer that was there, they saw a photo of Judy and they really felt this was Judy. But it doesn't make any sense. But so over the next few months, reports keep coming in. And there's even one, of a sighting of her at a casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. When police speak to Judy's friends and family, they share different opinions. Some say that things were good between her and Jeff. Amy, Judy's daughter, said that her mom's marriage was going well, and as far as she knew, her mom always spoke highly of Jeff, calling him a, quote, honest man. Others say that she wasn't happy and didn't like being married. I guess Jeff and her, they had signed a prenup, and I heard a bunch of stuff about this prenup, and it bothered Judy. But her friend Carolyn indicated that Jeff and Judy's marriage was shaky. There was some belief that something happened that triggered her to want some time away from him. But I mean, Susan, we all like a little time from our husbands. I don't think that means we're going to try to escape somewhere or disappear.
No.
So I'm not buying that.
Sometimes Doesn't mean you don't love them.
Right?
Sometimes you need a little break.
And we vent to each other. So, I mean, that didn't red flag me either, that, if she had said something or maybe did complain about this prenup. And I think it was a family thing that really made that prenup.
Well, she's been married twice.
Yeah,
he's a
divorced.
lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Make you sign a prenup.
So nothing there red flagged me as being
I hate
unusual.
to tell you, if something happened between my husband and me, I make the next person sign a prenup.
Yeah, so.
And I don't even have anything. But I'm keeping my dog. I'm keeping my cats. I'm keeping my shit.
So please consider the possibility that Judy had gone through a midlife crisis and decided to leave her husband and start a new life, insinuating that she left on her own will, especially since some of her friends think she wasn't happy and says, that she didn't like being married. Of course, we went over that, not believing that, honestly.
I don't think so either, because why she even go on the trip?
Right. And remember, she has children. You're not just going to leave your children.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. This does not make sense to me, Susan.
No, it makes no sense.
Us as moms, we might run from our husbands, but definitely not our kids.
I mean, the husband might run and leave the kids behind, but the mother's 9 times out of 10 not going to do that.
Yeah, if she left to escape Jeffrey, she wouldn't abandon her children.
No, and she signed a prenup, so she wasn't getting anything anyway.
Right.
So what's the matter?
Some more theories I heard are that Judy left because Jeff he became needy in the marriage. Apparently, he was transitioning with a job and he was home more, and so. But the fact that would mean, again, she also left her family and friends. So I'm not considering that there either because he's, my husband works from home half the time, Susan. So, I mean, I get that when they're home more. But no, again, this is just people talking.
Nice.
Ha. Okay. So police thought that maybe Jeffrey was involved, of course, and that he possibly killed Judy. And that story about Judy forgetting her license and not making it on that flight, that he made that up. And that she never actually left Philadelphia. The thing was, no one at that conference had actually seen Judy, remember, due to her arriving late. She made it to the conference activities. She never made it to the conference. So,
but don't they have record of her being on the plane?
Bingo, that's what I was going to say. Because remember, now you have to show an ID. So
right.
Yeah.
And if the plane went down, they would know Judy was on it. So, yeah, they have to have record of the plane.
So that's why I think this theory. But again, they looked in the hotel room. And the police noticed a lack of feminine products like makeup and other things. But her children say that her mom wasn't always, into putting the makeup on. So a hotel employee does remember giving her a key when she arrived that evening. And they also confirmed that the second ticket purchased to fly out was used. And as we talked about, having that ID. So it was, but again, they always, they're going to go after the husband, Susan.
Yeah, I can think of that too. Like, if you go in my hotel room, in the bathroom, I have all kinds of shit. But my mother, not so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So family and friends described Jeff as a really nice guy who loved his wife. And think about it. All them flyers he did, and he got his own private, investigator. So he is really trying to find his way. He didn't seem to have a mean bone in his body, the friend said, and they could never imagine him harming Judy as he loved her. Jeff spent, again, a lot of money trying to find Judy. Private investigators aren't cheap. Her disappearance would take a noticeable turn on Jeff, who cut back on his professional caseload as a defense lawyer, explaining that now that I feel that I'm a victim, I couldn't in good conscience continue to represent criminal defendants. Jeff was asked to take a polygraph test, and I thought this was interesting. Remember, he's a lawyer. But he said he would, if the FBI would agree to get involved in the case or even be the one to give him the lie detector test, because I guess I don't know about one. I've never had one, but he wanted the FBI to read it because I guess you don't always trust. And coming from a lawyer, you don't advise your clients to take that.
And you've never had a polygraph test?
No.
You said I never had. I'm sorry. It just tickled me.
Okay.
But yeah,
Have you?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I don't know.
But you're the one who said I never had one.
Well, I said I don't know anything about him.
Well,
but
I didn't know. Is that a common thing? Should I have had
But
one?
they always say, don't take them because they can never benefit
Right.
you. But again, he's willing to take it if the FBI will get involved in the case and will be the one to do it. But so he did decline it, which I don't blame him. But, they're going to say, oh, he declined the polygraph. But there's more to it. He would have taken it, again, if the FBI, agreed to get in. But no.
Well,
So-
like I told you, our lawyer friend, he says, you don't say a damn thing. You just call me.
Call the lawyer.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter whether you're innocent, guilty, any of it. You call me.
I like that. So there's no further developments until September 7th, 1997. So about, 5 months after her disappearance, when a shocking discovery was made 600 miles away in North Carolina. While hunting deer in the Pisgah National Forest, a father and son found human skeletal remains near the Stony Fork picnic area. Wild animals had scattered some bones while the rest were intact, wrapped in a blue blanket and partially buried in a shallow grave beneath a tree. The skeleton had on blue jeans and hiking boots. They immediately alerted the police. Upon arriving, they noticed a couple of separate holes with items buried. They will find a blue backpack filled with winter clothes and $80 in cash. And the other had a shirt, $87 in cash, and a pair of Bowley sunglasses. I don't know what those are, but I hear they're pricey. So that red flag, because they said she would never have bought these $100 sunglasses. But do you know what they are? Bowley sunglasses?
I've never heard of them.
Yeah. So, okay. And I believe this one also had her wedding ring, but her wedding ring was found. A forensic examination determined the victim was Caucasian between 40 and 55, and of course, a Caucasian woman. And they said the person had severe arthritis in the knee, which Judy happened to too. They also noted extensive dental work. They noticed cuts on her bra and bones, indicating the victim had likely been stabbed to death. Now, they had to figure out who this victim was, but it didn't take long before a doctor in North Carolina read an article about the discovery and was reminded of Judy Smith's case, which he learned about a few months earlier from the flyers that Jeff had distributed. So thank goodness that Jeff did those flyers, because who knows how long she would have remained a Jane Doe. Judy's body was positively identified using dental records. The wedding ring found with the remains was also confirmed to be hers. At the time of her murder, Judy was wearing different clothes suitable for hiking. They weren't the ones she was last seen in, and they never did find that red backpack. It was missing. Her family didn't even recognize the clothes that she had on, like they weren't hers. And of course, nobody can confirm these sunglasses. And I did hear that they think the sunglasses may have been whoever killed her. I think they were men's, but again, that's just speculation. So despite these mysteries, they do know it's Judy, though, even though they didn't recognize those clothes or some of the other items, but some were confirmed. Investigators immediately took flyers and asked locals around Asheville, North Carolina, which, if you don't know, Asheville is a town right next to Pisgah National Forest, if they had seen Judy. Many said they had. One in particular was working as a store clerk, and she remembered a conversation she had with Judy. She told or who she believes is Judy, I should say. She told the clerk that her husband was an attorney and they were from Boston, that her husband was in a conference in Pennsylvania, and she had decided to come down here. She said Judy was delightful. Others also remember meeting a lady who looked just like the photo of Judy and said that she was visiting from Boston. A hotel clerk even thinks Judy stayed there from April 10th to the 12th, but this could not be proven. Everyone they talked to said she seemed like a normal person, very nice, and was not acting at all strange or even confused. So multiple people claimed they saw her in Asheville, and they all said Judy had pretty much told them the same story. Another sighting reported by a deli owner who said Judy drove up in a gray sedan and purchased $30 worth of sandwiches and a toy truck. Investigators considered these sightings credible, But if so, where did the gray sedan come from, and who was Judy buying this toy truck for? A campground owner said they saw her and, believed it's Judy in that gray sedan. They said they noticed a lot of boxes and bags in the car. Judy asked her if she could spend the night there, it's at a campground, but they told her no. She wasn't allowed to, to stay in the vehicle. It was also close to that other store, this campground. But again, all the information about Judy was already, out by then. So they're just, some speculate that did all these people really remember this from, who could be Judy, or stuff that they may have heard. But I'm wondering if people in Asheville.
I'm so confused. But it is Asheville.
But I don't think people from Asheville are hearing the stories from back there in this short time frame.
No.
Suspicious.
But I feel like I threw shade at Asheville, and I'm not done. I love Asheville.
Yeah. But I mean, people are always suspicious. But
they're very laid back in Asheville.
But they all have the same story. She told them where she was from. Her husband was at this conference. And
they're different. She's told the story to different people.
Yes, different people have. It's not just one person.
Somebody's telling a story.
But
people don't make that up.
So, though Jeffrey was never officially cleared by the Philadelphia Police Department before the body was found, they now say it could not have been him. Remember, he was in Philadelphia at the time that she was killed.
Where are they originally from?
Boston.
That's right,
yeah.
Boston.
But the Philadelphia is where the conference was.
And body was found in North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't even believe that the husband could have physically hiked up where they found Judy. Apparently, he was overweight. I think they described him as obese. But Susan, my family and I just hiked some mountains in Tennessee, and I don't know if we're all in the best of shape, but I still don't think.
Are you throwing shade at Paul?
Heck, I'm talking about myself. We just went on a 4.5-hour hike up in the Smokies. Whew, that was fun. So
but I don't know if Paul could carry you all the way up there. Well, that was the thing.
Well, even her hiking up there, remember that arthritis knee. She did have a severe arthritis in her knee.
Well,
so they were even thinking, how did she make it up there?
And when did they do it? Because he was in Philly and she was in Philly.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing, Susan. So a more likely scenario is that Judy was murdered by either a stranger she had the misfortune of encountering or perhaps someone she knew in North Carolina. Here's the thing. Her credit card was never used. They could never track her credit card.
How'd she end up in North Carolina?
Girl, this is the question.
Because she was in Philly.
Yep.
She flew to Philly.
And
unless the shady lawyer husband, if he is shady, had someone fly to Philly pretending to be her.
Well, Susan, I don't know.
Keep going. This is like...
Your head will spin, right?
I can't even...
But they can't track her movements. That's the thing. We have no Life 360. Nobody could be watching Miss Judy. So sadly, the answer may never have been known. There are so many different theories. There's even do you ever hear of the serial killer Gary Hilton? Because his name gets brought up. He was the National Forest serial killer. That some people think he's responsible.
No, but was he just hanging out in Philly and took her?
But how? And what did he buy her new clothes? The clothes that she was found in is what she didn't leave in. She even had on long underwear.
Don't like your red backpack. Here's a blue one.
Yeah, and she even had on long underwear. I
don't know.
But her body was found
so confused.
Near where Hilton had left a victim tied to a tree, I think a year earlier. But sadly, Jeff Smith passed away in 2005 without ever learning the identity of his wife's murderer or how she ended up 600 miles away. And I believe it's a 10-hour car ride from Philly to where she was found. A 10-hour car ride. But remember, there's no credit card use. So if she is in this gray sedan, how the heck did she get it? She has $200 in cash. And anyways, Judy's case does remain open. So she has $200 in cash. No credit cards were used. Obviously, it wasn't for robbery because remember, there was different smaller amounts of money left in her wedding ring was found. So, yeah.
I'm so confused. Unless, I just don't even know. Unless she was found somebody else and she was like, I'm going to bail. And that somebody else wasn't somebody that she should have bailed with. I don't know. Like, it's
Right? This is the one I'm thinking, what happened to Judy?
Does Judy have a twin? Like, is there?
Well, if you look her up, that's where they were saying, like, people around town that day were mistaking her for others. I mean,
So
I say that nicely about looking common, you know, the haircut, you know, she's...
I could understand better if she never went to Philly and the husband went to Philly and he came home and
But
she
then
wasn't
where's
home.
Judy? I mean...
Then Judy was found in North... Then I would say Judy had something on the side and went to North Carolina. But no, I'm so confused.
But I think she was in Philly because remember the hotel clerk remembers giving her a key.
Well, she was
you
on
think
the
maybe
plane.
that? Yeah, you think maybe someone looked like her. I think that's coincidental that she just happened. Honestly, forgot that ID. But if she went herself, let's say she was with. I was thinking when she was on this like bus tour, did she meet somebody that said, "Hey, I was going to go check out Asheville for the day. Want to come?" Well, that would be more than a day because that's a 10-hour drive. And plus, wouldn't you tell some? Because remember, they had plans with friends that evening too. It wasn't even just a cocktail
Who's
party.
going to do that? If I'm on a bus and I'd be like, hey, I'm in Philly and I'm going to go to Asheville for the day. You want to come? Oh, well, no, we got to make that a weekend.
Yeah, Susan, what in the world happened to Judy?
I don't know what happened to Judy.
If somebody did take her, they're not going to buy her new clothes. And if she's seen around Asheville, she wasn't with anybody. So it's not like they said, oh, she was with some guy or, you know, or lady, whoever. Nope, she wasn't with anybody. She's by herself.
No idea what happened to Judy. What do they say on the internet happened to Judy?
Like I said, there's so many different theories. There's the serial killer, that Hilton, because he had done some murders up near that area. But again, if somebody killed her, apparently where the body was found near that picnic area, that'd be hard to drag a body up there. So they're thinking, did she hike up there and encounter this person? But again, why is Judy hiking by herself in Pisgah Forest? Well, you know, we mountain bike up there, so I love Pisgah Forest, but I just couldn't picture Judy or anybody flying there themselves for a hiking trip by themselves. You wouldn't.
And not tell your husband.
Or anybody. She didn't even tell her kids. Like I said, if she met somebody and said she was going to go there or if she was planning, I don't know. It's not close. It's a 10-hour car drive. And she obviously didn't get on a plane because there's no record of her. No money used.
This is 50 Shades of fucked up, Nancy.
Isn't this good? I was like, where is Judy? I've been wondering where Judy is.
Like, usually you can say, like, you can have some kind of like, this is what I think could have happened. I have no idea what happened to Dave Judy.
Mm-mm.
None.
Like I said, the clothes she was wearing, they weren't hers. The family did not recognize them, but she is dressed in hiking gear.
And long johns.
And yeah, long underwear. So.
I mean, I just have now I know friends that do like my friend Tim, he'll just like take off and go do some kind of crazy hike all by himself. But not like I would think if he was on a trip to Philly with his wife, he would at least say, hey, wife. We don't have a wife right now, but I think, or whoever, significant other, I'm going to go to do this while you're at this work. At least he's going to tell somebody. And
I can see if
not just going to go rogue.
If it was a few hours, but it's a 10-hour car trip. There's no way she was getting...
That's a trip. That's not a day trip.
Yeah, getting here and then going to be back to meet those, because you wouldn't just blow off your friends either.
And not tell your husband where you're going?
Right. That didn't make sense. I mean, there's theories that she maybe met somebody here.
She met somebody in Philly and was just like, ooh la la, I'm going to just throw it all away. Like on the bus in 5 minutes.
But again, going over Judy, how she was a hard worker, she was very stable. This doesn't sound like something she would do, just spontaneously leave with somebody without anybody knowing. But did she just encounter the wrong person, maybe on that bus thing?
But then she's talking to people in Asheville like, hey, how you doing?
And then that report in the mall where they said she was trying to... But again, that
like,
her
none
detective...
of that makes sense.
Yeah, nothing makes sense.
And she wasn't... I don't know.
And, you know, the report where the person saw her with all the bags, well, what's all this stuff that she had in this gray sedan? Again, it's nothing can obviously be confirmed, but when people saw that picture... several people, it wasn't just one like we were talking about. They really think that they saw Judy. They really think that Judy was here in Asheville. Susan, don't look at me like that. I lose sleep wondering what happened to Judy.
Wait until we do this online, like on video, because it's coming, folks. It's coming.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't know how many what the fuck moments on my face you would see. Like
this one here, my husband, like, he likes to hear as we do it. But I was doing this in the kitchen, and he's like listening to me, and as I'm talking about, and he's got all into Judy too. Where's Judy? This is an older story from 1997.
What does he say? Where's he think Judy is?
I don't know. We're gonna have to ask the guys.
I mean, we'll have to ask Matt later, but
I don't know.
Like, who knows where Judy is?
Why would you go from Philadelphia hiking by yourself?
Well, she wasn't hiking in Philadelphia. She was touristing.
Well, there. But, I mean, why would you leave Philly to come hiking in the Pisgah? I mean, I don't know why you would come hiking in Pisgah. It's absolutely beautiful. We mountain bike up there. But you wouldn't do it by yourself, number one, for safety.
Well, you're not going to do it with arthritis in your knee.
Number two, she has an arthritis, very severe arthritis, not just arthritis.
Because I had a lot of knee, before I lost some weight, I had a lot of knee issues. And I couldn't think about hiking Pisgah.
Right. And that's why the husband is not a suspect, because he wouldn't have been able to physically drag her.
I mean, I could think about hiking Pisgah now, but not like huge amounts of miles, maybe 5.
And apparently, like, even investigating, they were having trouble going, so it wasn't just an easy walk. She was in a pretty hard to get to area. But these different things buried. Why would somebody leave, cash here, cat in these 2 different piles?
And she was stabbed.
Well, okay, so they noticed stabbing in the clothes, and they said, the bones were scratched. But again, it's never been confirmed. But the clothes, the bra and stuff were ripped. So that's why they're thinking it was stabbed. And they said there were marks on the bones. But again, a husband...
Did aliens abduct Judy? Because it's about the only thing that makes sense.
But let's clear the husband, because you would not pay all that money for a detective. Spend $9,000, send them all over.
I don't know. Did the husband pay somebody to do it?
Susan, we are not blaming the husband. I'm thinking he loved his wife, and he's the reason they were able to identify her, because that...
I don't know.
Doctor in North Carolina, they saw
Until you tell me what happened to Judy, the husband is not... off my list. He can be off your list. He's not off my list.
But yeah, I'd love for anybody to leave us a comment with your theory what happened to poor Judy. But I don't know if this will ever get solved. Obviously, it's still an open case, obviously. But I don't know. If you listen to podcasts, everybody has some different theories. Some I'm not going to repeat because I think they're so far-fetched, but everybody likes having their own thought.
I don't know. Now I got to go Google Judy Smith and go listen to those podcasts, because I know what they think, because I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, one of them, and I don't like this theory because, people speculate, but what is Asheville known for? Their diversity. Did she have a female friend? You know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at here? Some people think that. Maybe she was hiding a separate life.
So she left her little trip in Philly to go be with her boo thing in Asheville.
Well, you asked me what some of the theories were. I do not believe that one at all.
I don't think so either.
Somebody threw that out there. I like the serial killer one, though. That got me. I'm going to look in more into that serial killer, because he had somebody
She wouldn't have left her family just because she was going to be with a woman.
Or guy, yeah. Yeah, I don't... you're not... Like I said, she had 2 grown children.
Yeah, and I don't know in the 90s if Asheville was... so open to that. Asheville was a different place in the 90s than it is now.
Yeah, well, they seem to think. But you asked me theories, so I'm just letting you know.
That's something to look into. Like, Asheville is a very diverse city. Mm-hmm. It is. But...
they thought it was back then.
I don't know if in the 90s, if Asheville was as diverse as it is today.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how big it was back then.
It was small. Mm-hmm. A lot of people wanted to go to Asheville.
And that's why
because when we first moved here in the 90s, Asheville is not
you were here in the 90s. Okay.
Asheville is today.
Yeah. And we like Asheville. But like I said, you asked me what some people were thinking. So that's why
I love Asheville.
That one stuck in my head. I thought, why would they think that? But I thought, okay. But then some people think, the whole getting away from her husband. But here she is touring Philadelphia by herself. She's getting some Judy time. She doesn't need to go 10 hours to hike up in Pisgah. And those are hard hikes. Like I said, we just did one up in the Smokies. You wouldn't hike by yourself, just for safety reasons. So I don't picture her purposely going herself because they think what happened because they said no one could have dragged her up there. Some theories are she was hiking. Again, why were you hiking herself? I don't believe this. And in that little picnic area, she encountered a bad person.
I don't think she went to Asheville by herself.
See, what? But nobody saw her in Asheville with anybody. Susan, we could sit here all day. This one will make your head spin. What the heck happened to Judy? Where's Judy? I mean, we know where she is, but how did she get to North Carolina and to Pisgah? And it is called Pisgah.
This is a Pisgah me off because I want to know what happened to Judy.
Yeah, but
this is too much, Nancy.
But yeah, as a listener, please leave us your comments what you think happened.
Yeah.
Or if you have any theories. Again, I do not think it was the husband. I do not think she ran away to be with another person.
Husband's not out, but
I don't know. I don't
know what the hell happened to Judy.
Did something happen?
You give me a mystery, I can give you options of what I think happened.
Well, what happened on maybe on that bus ride?
I have no idea.
What happened when she was on that bus? That something happened. She hit her head, get amnesia. Remember at the mall, she was acting funny. She remembered, her daughter buying clothes, and then her daughter didn't like them. And her daughter said, that does happen. It happens with girls. We buy our kids clothes, but
I don't buy shit without sending them a picture first.
So no, I have no idea what happened, but I think it went from that bus tour to something but she was by herself, so that doesn't make any sense either.
But how did she get there? And not use a credit card.
Not use a credit card, and the husband said she left about $200 in cash. Remember, different cash amounts were found in these backpacks, so it wasn't all spent, or somebody else gave her cash.
If she was having some kind of mental break, there'd be signs before, little signs, I would think.
Yeah,
I don't think she just flew off the deep end. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened to Judy. Your
head hurts, right? The more I dove into, because I knew the story, but then it was interesting diving into other podcasts and seeing what they thought. That's more what I was looking at, what the theories were, if there's anything new that had come up. And there isn't, of course, nothing new.
Nobody's ever going to know what happened to Judy.
No. I think it was a serial killer. I think it was Hilton. But just because,
I mean, I could see that, but why wasn't she trying to reach out for help when she was in Asheville?
And like I said, if it was somebody else, it wasn't like the day we have social media, you can meet somebody online. They didn't have that back then. So, you know what I mean? Like if somebody coerced you to do something, and of course we didn't. So with Life 360 would have been helpful, Susan. We could have been tracking Judy on her phone, but we don't. But no.
I'm going to download it right now so you can follow me in New York.
I mean, it's a sad story.
Nancy's going to be like, why are you at that bar at 2 a.m.?
Susan,
don't worry about it, Nancy.
Let's be safe. Let's make good choices. So I don't know what happened to Judy, but I mean, it's sad. It's a sad story, but it is one that's kind of makes your head spin. That's all I can say. Makes your head spin.
Well, we always, in all of our stories, we've had someone that we know we can blame or someone we think we can blame. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll never know. Maybe.
Can y'all help us figure out what happened to Judy?
Yeah.
I mean, Judy's kids probably want to know what happened to Judy. If you stay with us this long, like, subscribe, leave us a comment.
Please watch the video because I want you to see my Pisgah Punch. It's a drink that we kind of had on vacation, but I'm putting into this episode. It's a great summer drink, so watch it now. Make it for your friends. You're going to enjoy it.
A couple more weeks of summer, maybe a month before it's fall.
You're going to enjoy this.
Ooh, the fall boozy drinks are going to be great.
Yes! Well, thank y'all for listening. We really appreciate it. Give us a like and follow. Leave us a comment, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.
Thanks for joining us on Empty Nesters True Crime Podcast, where we've delved into chilling mysteries and dark secrets. With their nest now empty, Susan and Nancy will keep uncovering the truth and venturing into the unknown. Until next time, stay safe and step into the shadows with us again.